Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's get right to it. I watched two movies this past week, trying to find an interesting movie that I could provide my unsolicited opinions on, but I just couldn't find anything that I could write home about. And since I had no choice, this is the video for the week.
Oh, okay.
So enjoy at your own peril. So first up, I watched a film called In the Tall Grass. It's a movie based on a novella by Stephen King. Now what can I say about this film? The premise is a little stupid. Okay, a lot stupid. Magic grass that traps people ain't gonna cut it as a premise for a film, but I was in a mood of watching a horror film and it was based off a Stephen King novella, so I gave it a go. It all started out right. Ominous tall grass, a kid screaming, asking for help, but it quickly devolves into absurdism. Characters die and then are magically back. There's time travel involved, but it's not explained how that happens. There's a giant boulder in the middle of the field that is causing the madness, but there's no context provided. Some incest insinuation between siblings that does not go anywhere. Nothing seems to make sense in this movie. And cherry on top, it's not even slightly scary.
Oh, okay.
You're just supposed to watch it and suspend your suspension of disbelief. Supernatural horror never scares me, since it's not my thing. And I have watched quite a lot of horror movies now, and it's the same trope. Put some ominous music, the characters make some stupid and unusual decisions that nobody in real life will make, then add in a jump scare and a false alarm, and that's a horror film.
Thank you. Thank you. Whew. Thank you very much.
This movie is just a cookie cutout of any other horror film. There's no substance at all. If they had to explain a bit of how this movie works, what sort of paranormal activity is causing this tall grass to trap its victims, that would be much better for the film. They could have taken an analogy from insect-eating plants like the Venus flytrap. Maybe the boulder was a meteorite that crashed into Earth and was actually a living entity, trying to draw energy from its surroundings, converting the plants into human-feasting predators, trapping them inside and slowly devouring them. That would have made more sense. But I understand that this was based off a book, so they couldn't have such liberties. Either the book was shit, or the movie interpreted the book catastrophically. If they adapted the source material truthfully, and the plot was all adapted from the book, then there was no hope for the film to succeed. I don't read books, so I wouldn't know, and I honestly don't care enough for the subject material to even give it a try. Patrick Stewart is the only upside to this film. He does a phenomenal job with his character, and you can see the stark difference in talent when he squares off against the other actors. He gives it his all into the character, and you can also see that he really believes that he is the character that he embodies. The others seem like they're just there in the film to walk around and act scared. I don't mean to be harsh, but that is what it comes across as.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Let's move on to the next film that I watched. It's called Aftermath, and it stars Ashley Greene and this guy. So the premise of the movie is somewhat acceptable. The couple buy a new home where a recent murder-suicide has taken place, and the wife finds out that there is something strange happening in the house. She finds pictures taken of herself from a phone while she's asleep. She sees a tall, shadowy figure follow her around the house, and everyone is confused as to what is happening. It is implied that the house is haunted because the cops or the husband can't find any evidence to back any claims made by the wife, and she is implicitly branded as crazy. It eventually turns out that there is actually a man that has been living in the secret room in the house that is traumatizing the female and wants to kill them both, but he does not succeed and gets killed in self-defense in the end. This was not that great of a film, as it had a lot of flaws. There are subplots that get abandoned. So for context, the wife had cheated on the husband, but they decide to stay and work their marriage. But the husband clearly holds a grudge. It is also implied that he might cheat on her just to get back at her, but that plot does not go anywhere. The wife is a designer, and in search of an investor, she receives one who is willing to fund her whole campaign, but it turns out that the investor is the guy that she cheated on her husband with, and that plotline never goes anywhere. Their relationship is the main focus of the film. It is about them finding a way to live with each other after the cheating incident and the consequences it has on both of them. And they do highlight and focus on this point a lot, which I like, but it is also overlaid with this supposed haunted house, which they don't do a good job of interlaying these two elements together, and it just seems haphazard. because it shifts the focus away from the problems the couples are going through to someone trying to kill them, and these two plot lines just don't work together. But this movie was still more believable, and I would say better than In the Tall Grass. Imagine that. The mystery was finally explained at the end, and we did have a resolution to the madness. However, there is a scene at the end where the couple finally moves out. We see a door that automatically closes, which I guess implies that there is still something sinister lurking in the house, and that pissed me off. You had the movie wrapped in a bow, albeit a very messy and lackluster bow, and they just decide to shit all over it to keep the door open. Pun totally intended. I don't know. A possible sequel,
Franchise. Beg pardon? Franchise. Franchise the damn thing.
or to indicate that it's not the end of the story, which is so annoying. Why do filmmakers do that?
Franchise.
Overall, I did not have a good run of movies this week, and I don't like reviewing films that I don't care about.
God, I don't like it.
But I did not find a good film that I could review, and hence I was left with these two, and I did not want to review them separately. Hence, I put them in a bad movie soup.
It's not old fish. It's a whole new thing.
If you stuck around this long, I thank you for your patience. I will try and review a good movie for my next video. Bye bye.